The purpose of this video is to look at our survey project and how to create a form. The first thing is to look at our class information. This project was introduced the last week of October, and the rubric was assigned the first week of November. And we're going to take a quick look at the rubric, if I can get it to scroll down there. And there's the link for it. Students have already done several things in planning this project, from writing a draft of 10 questions to think about what their topic would be and before they sat down and did the form. They also created a problem statement from their topic to start thinking about what kind of responses they might get and exactly what information they were getting and how they might use it. So the first thing to look at in this rubric, and just look at these categories, is question exploration, as I just described, and the problem statement I just described. And then they had to create the form. Now I said 8 to 15 questions. What I'm really looking for is, and this has been repeated several times, it's not so much as the number of questions in their survey, but did the survey do what it was supposed to do in their exploration for what they were seeking to answer. And more or less, this project's learning how to use surveys and how to use forms and how to use Google Docs to hopefully take it someplace else and learn the power of it. Whether it's doing a survey in student government or something else that would benefit them in some other class, to gather data, opinions from other people, selecting a specific audience or whatever. In the creation of the form, I wanted them to explore the different question types. So I'm looking for 4 or more question types, and I'm gonna show you how to do that, how to create that document in Google Docs in a few moments. And then finally, they need to be able to distribute the survey for responses from other people, from the public. This would be a matter of sending that survey form to me, and then that survey will be posted on our website. And through the cooperation of some of the other Catholic schools in our area and some of the other schools I teach at, we have students filling out surveys, and here and there's been adults, teachers or parents that have filled out some student surveys. And then the students need to prepare and how to analyze the surveys, how to create graphs of the data, and finally be able to publish the project, which we're going to do in Google Sites. Okay, so that covers this, but take a look at that rubric, and now we can close it. It's constantly questioned that, a parent, someone calls me or lets me know that, well, we don't have Apple Macintosh at home. Well, as you can see, I'm using a Windows-based operating system to run this, and Safari we do use at school, and I loaded Safari on this Windows computer to show that it will run from home. Any lessons that I give at school, I intend to make it so that they'll run on any computer, so that the school work can go beyond the classroom wall. Okay, so let's go and look at how to log into GR Shared Time, which is just a Google application designed for teachers to use with students. I created a link on the page for GR Shared Time student login towards the bottom, and since it's not on Wikispaces, it will open up in a new window, so we just have to wait for that to load. Now every student has a username. The usernames were designed to be first name, first letter of the last name, SS for St. Stephen's, and then a number for the year that they are expected to finish at St. Stephen's. So I'm going to put in my username and then my password. And I recommend leaving this box unchecked, especially when using a computer that other people use, and then clicking on sign in. Now my default login takes me to the admin page for the GR shared time, but every student will have this this command bar at the top of their browser. And I did say that I use Safari, but of course this is Google, so the ideal browser, what Google would like you to use, is Google Chrome. And I know that this also works in the latest versions of Internet Explorer and Firefox. Firefox is the program I generally use, but go ahead and click on Drive. And when Drive comes up, and if you haven't converted already, it might show as Docs, or you might need to click on More and then scroll down and find the Docs and the Home and Productivity applications on Google. But when you do that, you want to make sure that you click on the button that'll appear about right here on the screen. That'll convert your Google Docs to Drive permanently, as Google is making a transition. Now here's the documents that I've created in my Drive. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on Create. And these are the different choices that I can use to make a new form. Now, you can't just click Spreadsheet. And when we're done, these forms will look like spreadsheets, but you got to start it as a form. Otherwise, in your Drive, it's not going to be recognized as a form, and you're not going to be able to convert it to a form later. So you got to start it as a form. And we'll wait for this to load. I'm finding it to be a little slower at home than it is when we're at school. Now the first thing we had to do is we're going to uncheck this box, and then we're going to say OK, because we don't want someone to have to sign into GR shared time to respond. So we're going to try and make this as easy as possible for the respondents. Now when it pops up, 2 sample questions are first loaded. Now I don't have, I need every student that creates a form, and when I create a new form, I have to make sure that everything's done, that nothing's left untitled, that nothing is stray that's going to be misunderstood. You can always delete a question, but generally I prefer to just come in and edit these questions, and there's a pencil over here, and there's 3 choices: edit, duplicate, or just trash it. So I'm going to come in here, and the first thing I'm going to do is never leave a document named untitled. And I'm going to name this, I don't know. And essentially what we're teaching in middle school is social networking applications and other tools for productivity. Okay, we're going to look at 4 different response types or question types, and we're going to edit this first sample question right here. Let's go ahead and I want to look at some social networking applications, and we're going to go ahead and change this question to a checkbox type. Which social networking applications have you seen? Oh, and there's hundreds of them, but we're just going to list about 5 of the most popular ones, and I'm just pressing the enter button after each one, and it automatically goes to the next line, but Facebook and MySpace. Wayne is a travel website. Bebo. Google Circles. Let's do a capital J. Let's just go ahead and make it 5 right now. And I can, of course, go back and open this form and edit it and easily get back to it. I'm going to make this question required. I'm going to click on Done. Now, if I wanted to do a very similar question and keep it a checkbox, I'm going to click on Duplicate. And I'm just going to go and change one word. It changes the meaning of that question entirely. Which social networking applications have you used? And a checkbox allows people to check more in one area. And that's a helpful hint. Check all boxes that apply. And I'm going to highlight that and copy it. I'm going to go up to this other question. I'm going to edit that one. And I'm going to paste that same in there. And I'm going to click on Done. Now I've got 2 very similar questions using a checkbox, and we showed you how to use the duplicate. Now to add another question, and let's try just a yes or no type question, and we're going to use multiple choice for that because it will only allow you to choose one answer, either yes or no. And I can have as many as I need in there. Do you have a cell phone? Relevant question about social media, since most cell phones have cameras and can surf the web and have texting features and so on. I'm going to make this one required also. And now I've got 2 different question types. I need to have at least 2 more. And so let's look at scale. On a scale of 1 to 5, I can change that to 1 to 10, but 1 to 5 is easier to analyze in the end. How would you rate your know-how with social media? Use a different word than know-how. How would you rate your ability using social media applications? And you can have help text here, but maybe the labels will do just as well. With 1 being weak, and a 5 being strong, and 2, 3, and 4 somewhere in between. I'll make this one also required. And I'm pretty happy with that question. Now I've got 3 different answer types or question types there. I'm going to go up to Add. I'm going to put another one in. A little bit more harder to analyze, but you can put a text question in there. Name a social media application not seen in this survey. There's hundreds of them out there, and there's new ones every day, so we may not be able to analyze this, but if people aren't giving the responses that we need, maybe this will provide some information of why. And I'm not going to make that required because someone may not know one, and we don't want them to just type anything in there. So now I can click on Done. And now I've got 4 different types of questions. And I've got 5 questions done. And the students are expected to do 10. You see, it's pretty easy to create the survey. If you put some thought into it in advance, you're all set. Now go ahead and click on Save. That option was available. I want to make sure I save it. Now, to share it, you need to email this form. And in the To box, just are required to get it to me, brindlet@grshared. Okay. sharedtime.com. Now you can't send this to anyone outside of the GR Shared Time network. You can only email to someone with this domain. And so a couple students have asked me, well, why? And I tried, and I'm like, well, you know, this is here for learning and for school purposes only. Include the form in the email, and then click on Send. Okay. The other thing that I want students to be able to do, we can go ahead and close this form now, is know how to go back and edit this form later. So this is the form, hang on a second, we're going to go to My Drive. And Social Networking Applications is the one that we just created. So I'm going to click on and open it. And you'll see when you open it that it looks just like a spreadsheet. And this gets a little confusing, but we're going to show you how to convert it back to a form so that you can go in and edit your form if you were not able to finish it the first time. And we're waiting just a few seconds. It's moving a little slow tonight. See this command form, and the number in parentheses indicates how many people have responded to it. Since I just created it, no one's responded yet. I haven't shared it with anyone, but click on Form and go down to Edit Form. And then that's going to pop up the form, and you can go over here and you can go up here and add new questions or edit old questions. We're going to go ahead and close that. And the final thing that you need to be able to do is I required the students to share so many documents with me this term, and I want them to share this with me so that I can look at responses. So if they contact me and by email or when we're not in class, that I can look at their information. And this is done the same way. brindlet@grsharedtime.com, and give me the edit privileges. So if there's anything that needs to be cleaned up and I can help, this is a learning experience of how to use surveys and how to use forms, that I can help. And once that's put in, click on Share and Save, and then that'll be in my network drive folder. Okay, well that covers how to create a survey, how to edit the survey, and how to share it. Good luck with it. Get back with me if you have any questions or need to see some additional videos to help with something we've done in class. Goodbye.